Hello, welcome to F1 23 at Austria on the Red Bull Ring starting P2. And initially a good reaction time, but just a terrible launch. Hanging into turn 1 always a risk, but Mercedes leaves a lot of space. I do lose 2 positions, and I think my first feedback was gone, and here I get it back. Meanwhile, drop down to P5, but this is a long race, so I'm surely going to try to get back up. And I did notice I have some pace, because I can hang on in the DRS of the Ferrari, even though I have the medium tire and he has the soft. And in lap 4, Ferrari makes a bit of a mistake on the exit. Now I'm just gonna push to try to get past him, of course. Using some more ERS there. Try to get DRS from him again. And did not work yet this time. But I stay ahead of the Aston Martin, luckily. And then the Ferrari in front managed to pass the Mercedes. And in lap 5, the Mercedes passes back again. Pretty standard shenanigans at Austria, as you can see. I'm now going to try to get the Mercedes. And overtaking on the inside is always a bit tricky here. Very nearly hitting his right rear tire. It's difficult to get a right exit. But I can make up for the bad exit with ERS and DRS. And now again going to try it on the inside. Going side by side. And getting oversteer on the curb. But in this game those kind of moments aren't really a problem. Because as you can see I'm not losing that much time. And that's just because the car grips so quickly. And in some ways it's a benefit, but it's not really realistic, I think. So that means those mistakes aren't really punished. So in a way you require less skill than in, for example, 22. And that I think is a bit disappointing. So now into lap 6 still in the DRS. Trying to get an amazing exit. And Mercedes doesn't have a DRS this time. So it's fairly easy to pass him. I'm gonna need a nice exit here. And the 2 guys behind go side by side, so that gains me some time. And 1 lap later I have the Aston behind. Into turn 4 he tries it on the outside. I'm taking a bunch of curb on the inside, but he does have my position. And his ERS light is flashing, meaning he has less than 10% ERS. And that means I can easily pass him back. Now on our way to turn 3, and during braking I get a huge rear lock, and therewith a gigantic moment. But after that the car grips so easily again, that I don't lose any real ground. I mean, I lose some momentum to the Aston Martin, but it's nothing serious. So this game is really starting to look like Dirt Rally. So here I have another moment. So he does keep the position, but again I don't lose a lot of time, which in this case is good for me. And again a lap later on the exit of turn 3, Aston taking somewhat of an innovative line, giving me a nice advantage onto him on our way to turn 4. This time I do get the position back. And almost immediately thereafter we have a virtual safety car. So immediately going into the pits, almost crashing into the wall. And jumped the Ferrari in the process, so that's great. So now getting out in P2. And at the end of lap 10 I didn't seem to have any threats from behind. But just a lap later I got fully attacked. Losing the position to the Ferrari. And I'm under pressure of 2 cars behind me as well. And very unfortunate with the Aston Martin also overtaking me. And now against the McLaren I can defend pretty well. And on our way to turn 3 can make a move on the Ferrari. I'm nicely trying to get the power down. Taking some DRS with me. And getting a nice slipstream very close to the backhand of the Ferrari. Fully committed on the middle part of the track. And getting back my 3rd position. And with a very eventful race. So that's kind of fun. Now lap 14 pit window open for some reason. I'm not gonna pit. I think you might understand why. I'm surely gonna push some right behind the Aston Martin. But just a bit far to make the move already. So I'm gonna try it again in lap 15. And now getting a nice run onto him. As you can see, a little bit of a speed advantage. And cautiously braking to make sure I get DRS. I do get DRS. And nicely on the power this way. And got back to my position. But I do go a little bit wide. And a lap later onto turn 3 again. And now watch the Ferrari. Yeah, another innovative line he's taking. So I'm glad I didn't turn in there. And now the Ferrari and the Aston Martin are fighting each other. So that means I can make up some time and get out with DRS. Which I happen to succeed in going into lap 17. But at the end of the same lap he was in my DRS again. But in the penultimate turn I went a bit wide, giving me a third warning and therewith a 3-second time penalty. So that kinda defeats the purpose of driving away from the Ferrari. There he comes attacking me, but he very much knows he doesn't need to attack me. So he doesn't go too wild, and he just tries to bring it home. But it still was a fun race. Pretty eventful, got a podium still. Could have been P2, but it's now P3. Well anyway, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed.